My parents are more pissed than anybody else on the internet. I'm telling you that right now. They're like, my dad's like, why the are you going to Japan and with these people? Why are you going to Korea and with these people?
If I had a son and he turned out like Ramsey, like John, I would be proud.
My father told me not to have kids. Yes, he said that.
Guys, we've got a big update about Johnny Somali that will shock you. Johnny Somali's father and mother are refusing the deportation chance of Johnny Somali, saying he should not come back to America. As you know, for many days now it's been a growing concern, and news outlets and social media are reporting that Johnny Somali is now totally rejected by his own family. His own father and mother are fully refusing him because they don't want to take him back. Now, it's actually confirmed that they don't want Johnny Somali anymore. They're refusing him, saying he should not come back to America. Why would his father and mother take back their criminal son after he crossed all limits? In this video, I will describe and show you how Johnny Somali is now in big trouble because of his family's refusal. Even they are now saying he should not return to America. So guys, in this video, you're going to find something different. I'll show you not only Johnny Somali's father and mother, but also all of his allies. Even the people who helped him in South Korea and Japan. The ones who did a lot of crimes with him and gave him influence. When his bad times came, right before going to prison, they all cut ties with Johnny Somali while he was asking them for help. Literally, Johnny Somali's situation is so bad. And this isn't just now. From the very beginning, Johnny Somali's tearful eyes were already telling the truth. He's almost crying when he says his father and mother don't want him anymore.
My parents are more pissed than anybody else on the internet. I'm telling you that right now. They're like, my dad's like, why the are you going to Japan and with these people? Why are you going to Korea and with these people? Why are you doing this? Like,
What do you tell them when they ask you that?
I don't even have an answer.
How did you answer your parents, Johnny Somali? You literally humiliated them so many times. You never listened to any of their advice or commands and ended up ruining your own life. And now when it's time for prison and there's no hope left, you suddenly start begging them for help. You think they'll forget all the humiliation you gave them? These are the same parents who raised you, settled you in America, and gave you everything.
My dad grew up in a village in Ethiopia. My mom grew up in Mogadishu. They came to America. They settled me here in Arizona, grew me up with the whites and the rich people, and said, hey, you have everything we didn't have. Go succeed. And I did it.
Yet Johnny Somali never made them proud. He never built their reputation. He destroyed it. He once even said that if he were in his father's position or if he had a son like himself, he would be proud of that son. That basically means he's saying his father should be proud of him too.
If I had a son and he turned out like Ramsey, like John, I would be proud. This the fucking world.
Can you imagine how disrespectful that is for any family? That's direct humiliation. Now he's even making his father look like a criminal by claiming his father humiliated him and told him not to have kids.
I will say it. My father told me not to have kids. Yes, he said that. Yes, my father said, do not have kids. He did say that. I'm gonna be honest. He did say that. I don't care.
I don't know if Johnny Somali is telling the truth or not, but even if his father did say that, it's not wrong after everything Johnny has done. And yes, I know this is sharp, but his birthplace wasn't the problem. His choices were. That's why he's become a curse to himself and to the people around him. If you find my words reckless, I'm sorry. But based on what Johnny Somali has done, I think he deserves to hear this. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. So now, if someone says that a father and mother can do anything for their son, that they don't care about crimes and would do anything because Johnny Somali might be their one and only son, I agree that a parent's intention can be like that. But I just want to say, Johnny Somali's father and mother should not take any responsibility or reply to Johnny Somali. Why? Because Johnny Somali himself said before, when he was in a good position in real life making money from chaotic content, that he wanted to change his family.
I'm gonna just go back to crashing out. Y'all don't like me anyway. Fuck that. I'll make a new family. You can't choose your family, guys, but you can make a new one.
Just imagine, Johnny Somali not only disrespected others, he brutally disrespected his own father and mother. So why should they now feel any intention to help Johnny Somali? Tell me honestly, if anyone found themselves with a son like that, what would you do? You can share your thoughts with me. And actually, Johnny Somali was confronted even before all this. Because of the nuisance streams and live streams he did in Japan and South Korea, he lost all his relationships with his parents and relatives. That's why he now pretends to regret everything. But honestly, it looks more like a drama, just so he can try to get some financial support if his family hears it.
Live streaming is bringing more problems to my life than benefits. With socially, with my relationships with other people in life. Listen, my family to this day, they don't like me doing this live streaming shit. They think it's terrible. They think it's self-destructive, and to a point I think it is self-destructive. But
Not only that, Johnny Somali refused all the advice and commands from his father and mother. Remember, once his mother told him not to drink so much alcohol.
I talked to my mom this week and she was like, really, you need to stop drinking. It's ruining your life.
But what did he do? He completely ignored her and kept doing the very things his parents didn't want him to do. Even before, a psychologist advised Johnny Somali's mother that he might have some serious issues in his brain and that they should get him checked.
A psychiatrist in Arizona was telling my mom that they want to laser shock my f***ing head to see what the f*** is wrong with me.
But out of love for her son, his mother refused. And now, look at the chaos he's creating. Honestly, I think if his mother had been strict at that time, maybe Johnny Somali wouldn't be committing crimes like this today. So all of this is now confirmed. As you've seen, Johnny Somali is completely ignored by his own family because of what he did to them. He didn't just ruin himself, he ruined them too. They spent a lot of money on Johnny Somali, but instead of paying them back or showing gratitude, he humiliated them. This shows how shady Johnny Somali really is. I honestly can't even think about it. And it's not just his parents who have refused him. As I said before, even Johnny Somali's own allies and friends, the ones who were with him from the beginning, have turned against him. What used to be his Discord server, a place full of crime tactics and schemes for Johnny Somali, has now become a leak zone where everything about him is exposed.
Obviously, somebody was added to this group who perhaps leaked the information, right? As I've said, there are people very close to Johnny leaking the information.
Even Hank Yu has cut ties with Johnny Somali.
Burden to Hank and Hank's family because Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him, even though it's destroying his life as well, because he's being supported by his family, and his family is threatening to cut that off because he keeps on funneling that money back to Johnny.
There's nothing left. Johnny Somali is now fully ignored and rejected, walking the streets alone. Everything is gone for him, and he has almost no chance to survive. So now, Johnny Somali's father and mother should definitely cut ties with him permanently. He doesn't deserve any help. Even if they gave him support, there's no guarantee Johnny Somali would ever change or become a good person. There's literally no guarantee. Because Johnny Somali is someone who has never shown he can be good. If you remember, when Johnny Somali was asked about this, he completely denied it.
I just feel like people have spread this narrative about me that I'm so evil.
Do you think you're evil?
No, I don't think I'm evil. I don't think I'm evil.
But he probably thought that the criminal clip wasn't available to the public, where he himself admitted on camera that he wanted to be evil and even said it live to his fans.
Let me be your bastion of the evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of self-preservation, I will be your man. I'm building up the Johnny Somali pirates, this pirate gang from the beginning, and every nigga here right now is gonna be a witness to what we're gonna create.
So guys, as you've seen throughout this video, Johnny Somali's parents have permanently cut ties with him. Even now, all of Johnny Somali's friends and allies have turned their backs, including Hank Yu. Not only that, even his lawyer has nothing left to defend him with. That's why Johnny Somali is now completely refused entry back to America once again. And if this happens, the name Johnny Somali might permanently disappear. Guys, what do you actually think about all of this? Let me know in the comments.